Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video, and today we are playing a very silly deck but one I do enjoy quite a lot, and it is Shapeshifters. So for those that don't know, there is a creature type in Magic called Shapeshifter, and most of them, some of them, a lot of them, I don't actually know, have an ability called Changeling, so which we look at Taurian Mauler. As it says, Changeling, its keyword ability, this creature is every creature type. Not all Shapeshifters have it, but some do. And there are 3 creatures in Standard at the moment which have it. Taurian Mauler, which is a very powerful card, 3 mana 2/2 with Changeling. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, we put a +1/+1 counter on the Mauler. Then we have 3 Tree Mascot at 2 mana, a 2 mana 2/1 with Changeling, and we can pay 1 to add 1 mana of any colour, activate only once a turn. We're not doing that. And then Bark Form Harvester, 3 mana 2/3 Changing and Reach, and we can pay 2 to put type card from our library, from our grave on the bottom of our library, which is a shame because we can't use it for Graveyard 8. Now, you might look at these and go, these cards aren't very good. And you are right, they are not. However, when they can benefit or activate every single tribal synergy in Standard, they do get slightly better. And we do have a few of them. Unholy Annex, obviously, we see a lot in Standard. When we play it for 3, at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. If you control a demon, each opponent loses 2 life and we gain 2 life. Otherwise, we lose 2 life. These are all demons. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. Not seen it a lot recently in Standard. 4 mana Planeswalker, or we can ninjutsu in for 3, meaning that if we attack, we can return a unblocked attacker to our hand and put Kaito in. And unlike a lot of Planeswalkers, during our turn, as long as Kaito has 1 or more loyalty counters on him, which he will because he's a Planeswalker, he's a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. So we can get down, that. And the +1 is we get an emblem of ninjas we control, get +1/+1. These are all ninjas, so is Kaito. We can also 0 it to Savao 2 and then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. Obviously, it's only 1. And then -2, tap target creature, put 2 stuns counter on it. And then the final one is Thromming Hivepool, 6 mana, artifact but has affinities of slivers. Slivers we control have double strike and haste. Beginning of our upkeep, create 2 1/1 colorless sliver creature tokens. These are all slivers. And then rounding out the deck, we have Mockingbird. Not a shapeshifter, but it kind of is. So it's 1 on an X for 1/1 flyer. And we may have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield with mana value less than or equal to the amount of mana spent to cast this creature, except as bird, digital other type, and it has flying. So if we pay 2 for X, we can have it come down as a copy of a Taurian Mauler, which means it would have flying. It would also have changeling, so it gets every creature type as well. And then we have 4 copies of Adaptive Automaton, which we see a lot in my decks. I do like it in tribal decks. As it enters, choose a creature type. It is a creature of a chosen type in addition to other types, and other creatures we control of a chosen type get +1/+1. So if we have an Unholy Annex, we can name Demon. All our shapeshifters will still get the buff because they're all demons, and it means we just have a bit of redundancy if they get removed for Unholy Annex. If we have a Thromming Hivepool in hand, we can name Sliver. All our shapeshifters will still get the buff, but obviously it will reduce the cost of Thromming Hivepool, and it will give the buff to the slivers it creates as well. So, or we could name Bird if we really wanted to. It doesn't really matter. Then rounding out the deck, we have Waxen Shapeshifter, Waxen Shape Thief. There we go. 4 mana. Flash 0/0. We may have it enter as a copy of an artifact or creature we control. We can also cycle it 2. So it's quite expensive, but we can flash it in to ambush something, or we can flash it in and copy an Adaptive Automaton to give more buffs, or even if we have a Thromming Hivepool, copy that and have even more slivers going on. And then we do have 4 copies of Bitter Triumph for removal. So it's a really fun deck, which kind of works because it's a creature deck that just has all the creature synergies, or at least 3 of them. I can't think of what other creature synergies there really are going on, but you don't want to dilute it too much. Being able to buff our entire board with Kaito, get extra value with Thromming for Unholy Annex is just really, really, really good. Mana base, we do have 3 copies of Soulstone Sanctuary, only 3 because in the 3-card deck, obviously we don't want to get screwed by having land that only produces colorless. We do need blue and black early. We only have 1 red card, so we don't have many things that produce red, mostly black and blue. And we do have 2 starting towns. I'm always torn between starting town and multiversal passage. Multiversal passage is really good at turning on verges, of which we have 7 of them. but it does cost 2 to enter untapped, whereas this enters untapped early and it costs us 1 to produce mana of any colour. So I'm always torn. Let me know what you guys think, but you could easily put in a couple of multiversal passages instead. So, as I said, this is quite a fun deck. I really enjoy it. I didn't think it was going to work, but I've done okay with it over the few games I've played. Did get not blown out, but as you'll see in the videos, I got a VV player down to 1, and then they just won the game. And we just said literally we could play on a Holy Annex and would have won on our next turn, but that's how VV works. But have done pretty well in the rest of them. So hope you enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe. And I'll give a shout out to my patrons. They are Arcadius, Mihal, Thomas, and Adrian. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you everyone else for your support, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. Well, we go first with a couple of shapeshifters and some removal. Probably need to get rid of that. Well, let's get down a 3-tree mascot. I'd like to find some of our payoffs. Well, let's get down a bigger shapeshifter. Yeah, we'll definitely put a counter on you. Well, let's attack. I doubt they block. Ninjutsu. And we will buff our ninjas. I draw a card with the Riddler. I think next turn we do have to take out Geralf. So we will buff our ninjas again. We'll play out 3-tree mascot. And then we will pay 3 to take out Geralf. And swing in for 5. And next turn, hopefully get down the Annex. Do they have a land so they can play out the Riddler? So you know they have Into the Floodmoor. Fine. I think they have a Burst Lightning. Oh, a VV. Well, we definitely need to take that out. Like another land. Well, that's annoying. I think we swing in. I don't think they block. Fortunately, neither of those. Wow. Having a handful of 3-drops and not finding a land. Very annoying. What do they pitch? A land and a braid. VV. Well, I think we've got to tick up so it can attack past. VV, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is game over. At least we have a 5-5. If we get another turn, which is a big if, Unholy Annex can just kill them, but obviously the XR VV. Okay. We need a land. So basically, yeah, we're dead. Opponent goes first. We don't have a evasive threat for Kaito, which is kind of annoying. We do need a 4th land then for Kaito. We can get down a mascot. What do they have? Well, let's get down the Mauler then. Oh, they have a Preacher. Let's get down a Watery Grave. Well, actually, no, we can play this for... Getting a copy of the Mauler. And we won't attack. We can play the Hive Pool next turn. Give everything double strike and haste. Or we could play Kaito and buff everything by 1. Well, let's get down the Hive Pool then. We'll hold back you because you can block the Preacher. We may play the automaton on Sliver. I don't think that was the correct choice, but yes. No, you coward. Oh, shocking you. Play this on Sliver. Swinging with... What happens if I swing with everyone? One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we have lethal. Oh no, we don't. But they do have to block everything, which means they lose their Roboroid. Yeah, you gotta. Maths. Yep. I wonder if they were counting on the life gain, but obviously first strike meant that wouldn't have happened. Our opponent goes first. We don't have any payoffs. This is better. Let's put back a harvester. What are the chances our Mauler does not survive? But we can get a mascot down. Turn 2, and if it does survive, we just get down the annex. And start drawing and draining. It's funny how they always take out the 3-tree mascot. Doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's like bonkers. It's really weird. All starting towns. If I have another tragic trajectory, that won't work. Unless they can activate void. Well, let's go down a swamp so we can get down the annex. And we will hold back. Obviously, our Mauler is a demon. They didn't have a tragic trajectory last term. Well, I assume they didn't. If they had, they would have attacked. The next turn, we can get down the automaton and bid a triumph something. So if they drew a trajectory, that would take out the Mauler. If need be, we can play automaton on demon, or I suppose we could just create a 6/6. but they clearly didn't have one. Well, let us automaton on. I am going to put demon. Normally I'll put sliver. As this does let us attack in. Does it? Trajectory is sorcery. They're down to 12. We'll lock some more non-lands. We could cycle it, but no, we'll hold that for later. We can copy a Mauler with it, if it's still alive, obviously. Come on, Blackthorn, what are you up to? We're going to do this now. And we'll discard a Gloomlake Verge. Just so they don't get another trigger from their second Caesarean Voidborn. There we go. The Mauler's getting chunky. Well, let's just surveil. Sure, we'll keep another one of those. And yeah, let's just create a big boy. Yeah, not surprising. What we could have done, we could have held up the Shape Thief and attacked with the Automaton, and assuming they only blocked with one, we could have played it, copied the Automaton, entered as, you know, put it on Demon. The next turn we can play out another Unholy Annex and possibly do that. But they're giving it the good game. They haven't got the combo, no. And yeah, they scoop. We're going to be doing 4 to them with our 2 Unholy Annexes, and the Demon's going to get for 6 in the air. Well, that's a lot of Taurian Maulers. This is better. I think we put the Hive Pool back. Or Kaito. Oh, this is a tough one. Hive Pool, I think Kaito is more powerful. Don't make us discard. They made us discard. Goodbye, Kaito. We hardly knew you. You're going to die, aren't you? Yes. This is great fun. Yeah, we'll take 3. I'd like an untap land. We'll play you on Demon. We have another Soulstone Sanctuary. They clearly have something. Stab? Yeah. We go first. Well, tell them on Mockingbird, and if we draw a third land, we can Ninjutsu in Kaito. They're obviously life gain. Hinterland Sanctifier, everyone's favourite. I would still like that third land, please. Well, that has kind of scuppered us. And also the lack of a third land. Can we draw one, please? Duh. Fortunately, not the right colours. But we still do have a demon. Oh. No, for now. There's a Mockingbird. There's a Pride Mate. Oh, you coward. I'm going to play out you just so you can block the bat. And gain us some life doing so. crumbs. Well, that's intriguing. Let us tick up. Let's play you on demon. And let's get down on the city sewer. Don't think we need you. And I think I will just hold up a bit of triumph. Yeah, keep another one of you. And our opponent scoops. Wow. Yeah, so next turn we get down another Unholy Annex. We're going to be hitting it for 4 every turn, drawing 2 extra cards, buffing, well, some of our creatures. We'll play out another 3-tree mascot as well. And yeah, we do have a bit of triumph, probably used on the Pride Mate, because you kill the channeler, it puts us counters elsewhere. And if they put it on one of their flyers, that's a pain in the ass. But yeah, we managed to get him to scoop.